Welcome to our exploration of ancient wisdom that transcends time. Today we journey into the Padma Purana, one of the 18 great Puranas, named after the cosmic lotus from which creation emerged. This sacred text contains timeless stories that illuminate the path of Dharma, the cosmic order that upholds the universe and guides righteous living. The story we're about to share comes from this treasure trove of wisdom. It reveals profound truths about loyalty, virtue, and the divine recognition that awaits those who remain steadfast to their Dharma, even in the face of ultimate challenge. Visit austriaviennapour.com for more resources and insights on Vedic wisdom. In ancient India lived a sage named Shona and his devoted wife Kalā. Their life exemplified the harmony of Grihastha Dharma, the righteous path of householder life. Each morning they would rise before dawn, perform their spiritual practices, and honor the divine through prayer and ritual. Kalā was known for her exceptional devotion not only to the divine but also to her husband. Their relationship embodied the Vedic ideal of partnership, where loyalty, truth, and spiritual unity form the foundation of their bond. They lived simply but richly in the values that matter most. One day, Shona suggested they visit the sacred confluence of rivers, the Saptagodavari, to perform special rituals honoring Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. Little did they know that this pilgrimage would become the greatest test of Kalā's devotion and character. Upon reaching the sacred riverbank, Shona and Kalā prepared for their ritual bath. The waters shimmered with divine energy, and the air was filled with the chants of pilgrims. Before immersing himself in the sacred waters, Shona turned to Kalā and said, "You go ahead for your bath and prayers. I will join shortly." When Kalā departed, Shona did something unusual. He cut his garment into pieces and wrapped valuable possessions within each piece. Then, he dug a hole knee-deep in the sand, carefully placed his wealth inside, filled it with sand, and cleverly disguised the spot by appearing to relieve himself there. This seemingly ordinary action would soon become pivotal in a divine test of character, a test not orchestrated by Shona himself, but by the cosmic forces that continually assess our adherence to Dharma. After completing their respective rituals, Kalā, having performed her devoted worship to Goddess Parvati, prepared to return home with her husband. Little did she know that a powerful demon named Marita had been watching and had already set in motion a plan that would challenge her to her very core. As Kalā prepared to return home with Shona, she found herself momentarily alone. In that crucial moment, Marita, a powerful demon with the ability to assume any form, appeared before her in the perfect likeness of her husband. On the bank of Saptagodavari, the disguised demon said, "There is a place called Draksharama where Bhima himself once stayed. It bestows both enjoyment and ultimate liberation. Let us go there quickly." Kalā looked at him with subtle confusion. "You who had proceeded to bathe have not yet bathed. How do you now suggest something you never mentioned before?" The wise know that a sudden change in nature foretells calamity. The demon, growing impatient, reminded her, "Not going against one's husband is the primary duty of a wife. Tell me quickly, are you friendly or hostile to me?" Torn between her instinct and her Dharma as a wife, Kalā remained silent. Believing this was indeed her husband, she reluctantly accompanied him into the forest. As they ventured deeper into unfamiliar territory, the paths grew darker and more ominous. "Perform your daily rites," she suggested, holding to the structure of Dharma even in uncertainty. "This is not the place for rituals," the disguised demon replied. "We must go further." This response only deepened Kalā's growing suspicion. A true adherent of Dharma would never postpone sacred duties. Finally, they reached a remote area with a cave and a lake. "This is where we will stay," the demon announced. "I shall bathe now." His behavior becoming increasingly strange, he bathed and then ate forest fruits without performing any rituals. In this moment of crisis, Kalā turned her thoughts to Uma and Shiva, seeking divine guidance. Through deep reflection, she realized this was not her husband, but an impostor with evil intent. Fear gripped her heart, yet her commitment to Dharma remained unshaken. "Oh, what misfortune has befallen me?" she cried, collapsing in distress. Seeing her vulnerability, the demon Marika revealed his true intentions and attempted to violate her virtue. In that moment of ultimate peril, a miracle occurred. her body from knees to navel transformed into stone, creating an impenetrable barrier against the demon's advances. Enraged by this divine intervention, Maritza decided if he could not defile her, he would destroy her. "I shall kill you and eat you," he declared, raising his sword. With remarkable courage, even in the face of death, Kalā stood firm. "I am Kalā. My husband, knowing what you've done, will curse you. Do not harm me." Her words had barely left her lips when the demon, in a moment of terrible violence, cut off her head. In choosing death over dishonor, Kalā demonstrated the ultimate devotion to Dharma, willingness to sacrifice one's life rather than compromise one's principles. The moment Kalā's earthly life ended, the cosmic wheels of Dharma turned in recognition of her supreme sacrifice. Messengers of Lord Shiva, adorned with celestial ornaments and carrying divine weapons, appeared at the scene of her martyrdom. They gently lifted her soul and placed it in a heavenly vehicle. Together, they ascended to Shiva's divine abode, a realm reserved for souls of exceptional merit. Upon her arrival, Uma, the daughter of the Himalaya mountain and consort of Shiva, personally came forward to honor Kalā. "I am pleased with your loyalty to your husband," Uma said to Kalā, who had humbly bowed at the goddess's feet. "I shall grant whatever you desire." In a demonstration of her continued humility and devotion, Kalā asked only for the privilege of serving at Uma's lotus feet. "What use have I for other boons? Your divine presence is blessing enough." Uma granted her wish with the simple words, "So be it." Thus, Kalā was honored not only by the divine couple, but also by the wives of Indra and other celestial beings, recognition that transcended earthly acclaim. Meanwhile, Shona returned home to find his wife missing. Using his spiritual vision, he saw everything: her abduction, her death, and her ascension to Shiva's heaven. Though initially grieved, he understood the divine recognition her righteousness had earned. This profound story from the Padma Purana reveals several essential teachings about Dharma that remain relevant across time. First, it illustrates that Dharma is not merely following rules, but making righteous choices even in impossible situations. Kalā's decision to sacrifice her life, rather than compromise her virtue, demonstrates that Dharma sometimes demands ultimate courage. Second, it shows that the universe maintains a cosmic accounting. While earthly justice may fail, divine recognition of righteousness never falters. Kalā's immediate elevation to Shiva's heaven affirms that no virtuous action goes unrewarded in the cosmic order. Third, it teaches that the inner commitment to truth matters more than external circumstances. Even when deceived and facing death, Kalā's internal compass remained fixed on Dharma. Finally, this story reminds us that relationships founded on mutual respect and shared spiritual values create the strength to withstand life's greatest challenges. Even separated by death, Shona and Kalā remained united in their commitment to righteousness. In our modern world of competing values and moral relativism, this ancient wisdom provides a timeless compass, reminding us that character, courage, and commitment to higher principles remain the true measure of a life well lived. The story of Kalā transcends its ancient origins to speak directly to our modern search for meaning and moral clarity. It reminds us that Dharma is not an abstract concept, but a living force that guides our choices, shapes our character, and ultimately determines our destiny. In every age, we face our own versions of Kalā's test, moments when we must choose between expedience and principle, between compromise and integrity. The Padma Purana assures us that when we choose the path of righteousness, the universe itself recognizes and responds to that choice. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of timeless wisdom. If you found value in this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights from ancient texts. Visit austriaviennapuja.com to discover how these eternal principles can illuminate your own spiritual journey.